Hello and welcome to Flames Hair Hope. So today we'll be talking about trimming the hair and how to trim the hair. So first of all, what is trimming the hair? Now trimming the hair is the removal of the unwanted part of the hair. That's the damaged part of the hair. The removal of it is known as trimming. So there are actually signs that your hair has reached that stage of trimming. There are three important signs I'm going to give you. So number one is when you're experiencing too much hair breakage. So when you start experiencing too much hair breakage, then it's a sign that you need to trim your hair. Number two is split ends. Now most times when I tell people split ends, they're like, what are split ends? Now split ends are the strands of your hair when they divide into two. Like when you bring a strand of hair out of this, when it divides into two from the tip, this is the tip of your hair, this is the root of your hair. So when you notice that your hair from this tip now divides into two, it's called split ends. Now if you don't trim the split ends, if it continues to divide until it gets to the roots, then that particular hair is going to fall off. Now the third sign that you need to trim your hair is fairy knots. Okay, so fairy knots are those tangles, those tiny little tangles on your hair. It could be sometimes at the tip or sometimes in the middle. You notice sometimes say you're combing your hair, it will be obstructing the comb, from going through your hair. So there are three methods for trimming the hair. The first method is the two strand twist or three strands. So the two strand twist is like twisting your hair into two, like into two. Then this one is the three strands on, that's what you call Bob Marley. So you plait your hair into that, it's easier to trim the hair. The second method is the coil by coil method. Now that coil by coil method is for people that have 3A head and type of hair and 3C type of hair. All those hairs that is to coil. So you just hold the strands of hairs that are coiled together and then trim the end of it. Now the third method is the stretch and destroy method. Now this stretch and destroy method is the most stressful of all the methods because it's more like looking for the destroyed part of your hair, like looking for where the split ends are. Just like how my hair is now, if I lose it and I start searching which part of them have split ends and then I have to chop it off. So that's the third method. But today we are going to be using the first method, which is the two strand or three. So before you trim the hair, there are things you have to consider. One, you have to wash your hair, let your hair be neat. Why you have to wash it is because you need to detangle it. So after washing your hair properly, detangle it using a detangling brush, a white tooth comb, or you can use your fingers. I prefer using my fingers, to detangle my hair and then going in with a white tooth comb to make sure that everything is smooth. So after detangling your hair and all this, then moisturize your hair. Let your hair not be too wet and let it not be too dry, because when your hair is too wet, it is in its most fragile state, and when it is also too dry, it is also in its most fragile state. So let it not be too dry, let it not be too wet. Sometimes people tell me that experiencing hair breakage or split ends, and I tell them they should trim their hair. They'll just like, the length I'm still trying to get, you're telling me I should cut it off. No, I cannot do that. But this is something you're not aware of. We are experiencing breakage. Your hair length will continue reducing because when the hair is not healthy, even if it grows, you cannot retain that length. So for you to retain the length, you need to trim the hair down. Now the human hair grows about 0.3 millimeter to 0.4 millimeter per day. So even if you should trim that length off, you still get it back as long as your hair is healthy. Now to trim your hair, you need your hair shears or your hair scissors. So make sure that the hair scissors or the hair shear, you don't use it to cut things in the kitchen, or you don't use it to sew clothes or cut any other material. Let it be set apart for just your hair. So we are going to start with hydrating the hair. Then after hydrating the hair, we are going to go in with our leave-in conditioner. You can use any leave-in conditioner of your choice. There's Lush, there's Mega Growth, there's Mediana. There are lots of them. Use anyone that is more convenient for you. But today we are going to be using Mediana. Then these are water for hydrating, and these are scissors, for cutting the strands. So follow me as we go on this journey together. Now to trim the hair, okay, so we're going to, you could start with picking out 4 or any number of hair that you want, and then look at this is what I mean by the split ends. I'm experiencing split ends because I'm turning my relaxed hair to natural hair, so definitely I know that I'm going to be experiencing hair breakage. So but I don't have much split ends because I already trimmed my hair last month. So how often you trim your hair depends on the level of breakage you're having or split ends. But normally you're supposed to trim your hair 3 to 4 months, every 3 to 4 months. Or if you're experiencing excess breakage, you should be trimming it every month.